To add a contact's name, company, or any detail right into your Brevo email, you use a personalization placeholder. Start by logging into your Brevo account. Open your browser, head to brevo.com, and sign in. Once your dashboard loads, look to the left sidebar. Click Marketing, then choose Campaigns. That opens a list of every email campaign you've built. Find the one you want to personalize and click it to open the campaign editor. The editor has multiple steps at the top. You need to be in the design step. Click on that, then open the email editor itself. That's the full screen builder where you edit your actual email content. Now, click inside any text block where you want the personalization to appear, say, right after hi, in your greeting. In the toolbar that appears above the text, click the Personalize button. A drop-down shows all available contact attributes, things like first name, last name, company, or any custom fields you've set up in your contact database. Select the attribute you want. Instantly, a placeholder like Canadoct can Santac. When you send the campaign, Brevo replaces that placeholder with the actual value for each recipient. That's the core flow. Close the editor, save your changes, and your campaign is now personalized. If someone bounces right here, they can already do it. But there are a handful of details that turn a stiff, obvious mail merge into an email that reads like it was written for one person. And that's where most tutorials stop short. I'll walk you through what I've actually learned after sending hundreds of campaigns through Brevo. The biggest gotcha is what happens when a contact doesn't have the attribute filled in. By default, Brevo just leaves the field blank. So if you write hi X contact, first name, and a contact has no first name in your database, they'll see hi, which honestly looks worse than no personalization at all. Always set a fallback. In the personalization modal, after you pick an attribute, you'll see a default value field. Drop in something like there or customer so that it reads hi there when the name is missing. That one click saves an otherwise awkward moment. I learned that the hard way on a 30,000 contact send years ago, and the reply rate from people named Sins still haunts me. Never skip the fallback. Another thing, Brevo's personalization works from the contact attributes you've already built. If you need a field that doesn't exist yet, like membership level or last purchase date, you'll have to create it first. Go to Contacts in the sidebar, click Settings under the Contacts menu, then Contact Attributes. That's where you define the custom fields. Do this before you open the email editor, because those new attributes won't appear in the personalization dropdown if you add them later while the editor is open. I now always set up my custom attributes, import my contacts with that data mapped, and only then start personalizing the email. It saves the back and forth of closing and reopening the editor. Placement also matters more than you'd think. Beginners often cram a contact's company name in the subject line, first name in the preview text, and then sprinkle it into every other sentence. That doesn't feel personal, it feels like a robot trying too hard. I limit myself to 1, maybe 2 personalization fields per email, and I only use them where I genuinely say someone's name in a real conversation. The greeting is the natural spot. Sometimes I'll drop a first name into the middle of a sentence if it's a re-engagement email, like hey-contact, versball, bar, default, there. I noticed you haven't opened the last few. The pipe syntax with default is a liquid style filter that works in Brevo's newer editor. If you're in the classic drag and drop builder, stick to the modal's fallback setting. Both do the same thing. Preview before you even think about sending. In the email editor, click the preview button in the top right, then switch to the contacts tab. You can pick a specific contact from your list and see exactly how their data populates the email. Rotate through a few contacts, one with all fields filled, one with missing fields, one with long values, to make sure nothing breaks. A company name that's 80 characters long can wreck your carefully sized layout. I once had a client whose company field contained full legal names with LLC and suite numbers. It pushed a 2-line footer into a 4-line mess. After that, I started testing with the longest possible data in every preview session. You'll catch that now instead of after you've hit send. One more power tip. You can personalize links too, not just text. If you have a field that stores a membership number, you can append it to a URL like https://yoursite.com/account ID =ajeshi contact bump du member ID. Click any link in your email, choose the link options, and append a parameter using the same personalization dropdown. This creates unique tracking or landing experiences per person without any extra coding. It's one of those features that quietly sits there and makes a huge difference when you're running loyalty programs or personalized dashboards. After saving, I always send a test email to myself and a couple of colleagues with different contact profiles. The test send feature in Brevo, under send a test email in the editor's top bar, lets you pick which contacts data to simulate. Do this with at least 3 different contacts so you see the personalization working across the board. If the fallback kicks in, you'll see it, and you can go back and refine the copy to make sure the default still flows naturally. Once you've used personalization a few times, you start to think about it differently. It's not just about high Fernstein, it's about making the entire message relevant. If you have a last product viewed attribute from your website tracking, you can say still thinking about the Istisan, contact last product viewed. That's a level of relevance that generic blasts can't touch. And Brevo's automation workflows can pull from the same contact attributes, so the personalization you set up for a one-time campaign also powers your automation series. Keep your contact data clean. Regularly export, deduplicate, and fill in missing values, because personalization is only as strong as the data behind it. A field that's blank for 40% of your list isn't a feature, it's a liability. You've now got the full walkthrough from first click to a campaign that actually adapts to each recipient. Use the fallbacks, preview with real data, and don't overdo it. When you send, you'll see those open and click rates react, because people can tell when an email was built for a crowd versus when it was built for them. Save this technique, come back to it when you're setting up your next campaign, and as you get comfortable, explore those link personalization and automation layers. They're where Brevo really starts to earn its keep.